Good afternoon and welcome to the North American Bear Center. It is now time for our worldwide broadcast of our bear enrichment. Yes, this broadcast is going out worldwide, and I would like to thank all of our worldwide volunteers for making this broadcast possible, especially our PTZ driver, and that is a volunteer who is operating our pan, tilt, and zoom camera we have here at the North American Bear Center. So throughout this program, I may be giving directions to said driver, such as PTZ driver Ted is to the far right by the scale. Now Ted Bear is our 17-year-old male. He is about 553 pounds, so he's a big guy. And we have a few staff members out and about with Ted, and they are giving him a half watermelon. Now Ted Bear here loves watermelon. It's one of his favorites. And so we'll let him eat his delicious treat. I believe our other staff members are looking for Honey Bear, and she is our oldest bear here at the North American Bear Center. Oh, it looks like little Holly Bear is making an appearance. PTZ driver Holly Bear is behind the pond. I would like to ask everyone to please be as quiet as possible on the deck, for Holly Bear is very receptive to sound and is still very timid and getting acclimated to this enclosure. So I would once again like to ask you folks on the deck to be as quiet as possible to see if we can get little Holly Bear out and about again. Holly Bear is 18 months old, so she is a yearling of black bear. She is our newest addition to the North American Bear Center, And she came to us all the way from Arkansas. And we received her December 27th of 2013. At that time, we attempted to get her to hibernate and were successful. She came out of hibernation in the spring. And ever since then, we have been working with her to get her acclimated to the other bears here, to the 2.5-acre enclosure we have here at the North American Bear Center, and to people. So this has been somewhat of a challenge, but Holly Bear has made great improvements. And as you folks can see, she's kind of running around behind the falls a little bit, and there is a fallen tree back there where Holly Bear has found refuge. And the first time we let her out into this 2.5-acre enclosure, Holly Bear went straight for that deadfall tree for refuge, and so we do refer to it as her refuge tree. This is very common behavior for yearlings in the wild. She did exactly what yearlings would do in the wild. She kind of came out, she stood up on her back 2 feet, and when she did that, she was probably sniffing the air and listening to see what was going on, trying to see probably Ted Bear down here and all the people on the deck. And that's because black bears have excellent senses of hearing and smell. However, I'm sure once she saw Ted Bear, she probably got a little bit intimidated and scampered back to her refuge tree. Most bears, Holly's age, spend the majority of their time up in a tree, and that is because around 18 months of age, they get kicked out by their mother. So for the first 17 months of their lives, little bears spend their time with their mom. Their mom teaches them where the food is and kind of how to survive in the wild. And then about June, when they're about at 17, 18 months old, they get kicked out and the mom will actually chase her little yearlings away. And so, as you can see, yearlings are much smaller than full-grown black bears. Holly Bear here is about 90 pounds, give or take a few. And that's pretty small compared to our 552-pound bear, Ted. And so they're kind of on the bottom of the totem pole in terms of when they can eat and where they can eat. And they don't really have a set territory either. And so other black bears will chase them away in the wild, and that chasing usually leads to the yearling being chased into a tree. Now, black bears are excellent climbers. climb trees very readily a few weeks after they're born. Climbing trees is their biggest defense mechanism in the wild, and so if they see something or hear something or smell something that they can't really identify or are unsure about or something that scares them, they will run away and climb a tree very instinctively. We have two other bears besides Ted and Holly here at the North American Bear Center. We have Honey Bear, who is 18 years old. Oh, PTZ driver. Honey Bear is to the far right. And for you folks on the deck, she is to the far right of the enclosure. And she is a cinnamon phase black bear. So even though she is a brown reddish color, she is still a North American black bear. Now this is a very rare trait, and only about 5% of bears in Minnesota are the cinnamon phase. The other 95% are black in color. Honey Bear is 18 years old. She is our oldest bear here at the North American Bear Center, and she weighs around 350 pounds, or 385 pounds, 390, somewhere in that range. So those are 3 black bears we have out in the enclosure right now. We also have a 4th ambassador bear, and that is Lucky Bear. And for those of you who were here a little bit earlier, Lucky was actually swimming in the pond, kind of splashing around a little bit. And Lucky is 7 years old, and he is our local comedian. He is extremely playful and very curious. And we suspect that he and Holly, our yearling, will be playmates in the future. He is currently in his pen right now. We are keeping the males separate at this point in time. There was somewhat of a dominance issue, we suspect, last year, and so we're kind of waiting until mating season is over until we release them all again. Mating season for North American black bears is the month of June. And so it lasts about a month, and that is another reason why in the wild, mother bears will kick out their young around the beginning of June, because it's the beginning of mating season and they need to find another mate. Females will mate every other year, so they will stay with their cubs for about a year and a half, about 17, 18 months, and then, like I mentioned before, family breakup occurs, and the mother bear will actually chase away her own young. Black bears live in a matriarchal society, and so whatever the female bear says goes. Now, Honey Bear and Ted Bear are not spayed or neutered. They are fully intact. However, Honey Bear has rejected the males every single year. And like I said, it's a matriarchal society, so whatever Honey Bear says goes. It's actually pretty interesting though. A few years ago, during mating season, there were actually some wild male bears spotted on the outside of our enclosure. They're probably smelling honey and sensing her pheromones. Our enclosure here is about 2.5 acres, and it is lined by 2 double electric fences. And our black bears get to know the electricity very quickly, and they have extremely exceptional long-term memory. And so once they get zapped once, they usually stay clear of these electric fences. So that's a little bit about the bears here we have at the North American Bear Center. I would like to open it up for any questions anyone may have on the deck. Any questions? Otherwise, we'll be walking around in the exhibit hall to answer any if you guys think of any questions you may have about North American black bears. I once again would like to thank our worldwide volunteers for helping to make this broadcast possible. And I would like to mention that this is a worldwide broadcast, which is pretty amazing. I would also like to remind our visitors here at the North American Bear Center that we are open until 7 p.m. tonight. And the pass you purchased today is a full day pass, so you can come and go as you please. Maybe grab some dinner in Ely, check out some of our cool shops we have, and then come on back before 7. This is our last enrichment program of the day, and from wherever you are listening, I would like to thank you all for joining us for our 4 o'clock enrichment program. Thank you, and have a wonderful day, evening, or night, wherever you are.